Hey guys, Lemon02, getting ready to play a game of... Where to keep this? Yeah, we started playing Tribal. It's a pretty fun format. I just tend to think they're a little bit simpler. Alright, we can get his 2-drop. We wanted to draw a land there of note. What do we got? Yeah, Tribal's a pretty fun format. It's definitely different. Well, we see a 2-dropper. He's just going to activate his Immutavault. Should be worried about Fatal Push at this point in time, although, you know, I don't have it. So, if I find my green source, which is pretty much what I need, hoping for a 2-drop. Now he's going to activate. Alright, cool. Not playing around the Fatal Push. Well, that's a dead draw. What do I pitch here? Probably the Finks. Gotta come back from behind. Yeah, I'm gonna pitch the Finks. Yeah, one of those hands. Finks is going to the bin. I need to keep the Miscalc to cycle into land. I need to keep the Green Sun Zenith, the Spell Snare. Meh. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Finks. Goodbye. Yeah, it goes to Delve Threat, get lucky. Really, we just need to hit land, though. 37 land deck. And a bunch of cantrips in the deck, too, so maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll just die, though. What are we hoping to see out of him? Well, not land 3-drop. If we do, we can a Force of Will. But if this hand does get the opportunity to start casting spells, I think it'll go pretty well for it. Yeah, it does need a green source though. There are some tapped lands too, so like, yeah, maybe this probably was a pitch. The draw, it felt pretty reasonable though. Pitch the Jace, can't use it here. Well, we have something to do now. Whether it is cycling our Miscalc or countering his next spell. Liliana of note is not great against the Mutavault. Countering a 2-drop here would be nice. And or just having him swinging with the Mutavault. That would be fine too. Okay, well he had the next land. And a 4-drop. Well, he most certainly has Factor Fiction. We're going to cycle regardless. We'll see a Factor Fiction here, my guess would be. But we need to hit lands more than we need to stop him drawing 4 cards. I mean, regardless, he's casting whatever spell he wants to on the next turn. What does he have to be leery of here? Daze? Daze is about it. Don't have it. He's debating on whether he should cast it now or at my end step. He's honestly fine either way. Okay, well there's a land. Cool. I think I'm going to do here is cast Ponder. I kind of want to get him with Liliana. I want to get one of his creature spells. And if for some reason he tries to counter this, try to unsmooth out my draw, I can have a Spell Snare for a 2-mana counter, and it stops him from playing. Okay. Well, this can get days. There's the fact of fiction we were thinking about. Let's go ahead and Tainted Pact here. We can daze this, or he could daze us, even. Do you have the daze as well? He knows I no longer have the Force of Will. And it's unfortunate, because if he didn't have this... no. 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 We'll put that in our hand. We're not going to just dig. We're not going to try to dig for days. It's not that great here. Can have all that stuff, which I'd be fine with because it will allow me to Toxic Deluge. He keeps the bigger pile. Generally, he is a player that does that. So we're going to see all of the cards get cast out, but we can Toxic Deluge on our turn. It also keeps Mutavault off our back for a turn. Land is still going to be best off the top. Note there were no 2-drops in there. However, if he goes for... My guess would be he's going to play out the Trinket Mage and get his... I can never remember the name of the card. The XX card that makes flyers when it dies. That card, oh, Walking Ballista, possibly. Yeah. Which it would have been nice to have available to us. Yeah, Hanger Back Walker, that's the card I was thinking of. Not going to cast it right now. Interesting. If he goes for a counter here, then I will Spell Snare it. Green mana, which means that our Leovold is live. Well, he has a Force of Will as well, which eats some cards out of his hand. What did he eat up? Ponder? Okay. Well, we're hoping to see him just cast his hand down so we can blow up the board. That's horrendous. Although, what we can do here is get a Reclamation Sage. Not optimal, however, it is what it is, right? So missing our land early definitely hurt us this game, but it was a greedier keep and we knew it. Oh, it's just a weird color. I was like, I don't have Reclamation Sage in this deck. I was pretty sure it was in the deck. Well, if we get the opportunity to block the Mutavault, we'll definitely do that, because the Mutavault is the most problematic card he has. Well, I mean, that followed by the Hanger Back a Walker, which you can make for 2 here. And I'm pretty likely to either Liliana next turn or Toxic Deluge. I mean, obviously, that is draw dependent. I do have 3 blue mana, so that makes cards like Cryptic Command live to us. I don't want the Hanger Back Walker to get huge, though, because I don't have a ton of flyers in this deck. One card this deck could play, but does not. 1. Okay, it's fine. I'll block. If he plays out all the things here, Hanger Back plus the Deathrite, okay, nice. Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for. Allow me to get back in, but I mean, I'm still down to 2 cards, and he's at a billion. Well, he's got a flyer. If he has a planeswalker threat, Obstinate Bailoff is fine. That card's not a good threat here. Well, that's a good one. I can cast it, actually, so... Do you have a force spike? That would just be miserable. Okay, well, we're clawing our way back in, but I don't hold out a lot of hopes for this. Really like a couple solid draws, and he can get right back in this. Or just removal. I mean, if he has removal for it, yeah, we're dead. So, you know, we kind of expected that was going to happen. We just missed on lands too many turns, and if we had not, I think we probably had a much better game on our hands. But we lost. So, a death mark. What do I think of this? Seems more beat down than we are. I probably want the removal. He has like the random. I don't really want this in there. Probably do want Mental Misstep. True Name seems great. Obstinate Bailoff kind of seems meh. But I do need some win cons. What is going on with the coloration of these cards? Oh, they change as soon as I like grab them up. Interesting. What do I think? Stifle. It's extra LD. Just play Tech Edge and now just Wasteland. I didn't think it played Tech Edge as well. Just the mana requirements are a little more extensive for it. Well, the mana lands are certainly good here against us. Yeah, just Green Sun. I'm going to leave Obs Bailoff in, I think. Is Bitter Blossom the right cut? No, it doesn't feel right to me. Sylvan, definitely not. Golgari Charm may not be good enough. Let's cut that. It's really a hedge bet against True Name Nemesis. We'll keep this. Yeah, so the first turn it does really nothing. We're going to play the Creeping Tar Pit out. Okay, he's down to 6. Stinks. But it does allow us to hang an Ancestral Visions on turn 2, as well as remove any like 1-mana ramp card he plays out. He could just Wasteland us. While Stifle is feeling a little better now. Tropical Island here. We can kill a lot of stuff of note. Glad I bought them both those. More land. I didn't want to draw 3 lands in a row. That would be pretty abysmal. Although I can kill a lot of things. I'm only showing counter magic at this point. Well, that would be a reason to do it. I think we are going to cast this guy out, but we're going to play around days. If he wants to memory lapse or remand this, he can go ahead and do that. Okay, it's kind of what I figured. I'm not going to play around that card specifically. I mean, it could be like Mana Leak. Okay. Well, he plans on shuffling with the Croson Verge next turn, I guess is what he's telling us. I guess we probably could have tapped better and left up... well, we're showing Fatal Push, but we're not showing Stifle. Although Stifle is out of the deck at this point, he's not seen it yet. Although I think he tends to believe that we play that card a bit, and I do tend to like that card. It has a lot of positive effects against Planeswalker ultimates, Planeswalker activations, a lot of activated effects from creatures like Scavenging Ooze. More cards like that. Note I will not exile lands out of his graveyard. I'm hoping he plays a creature here. Okay. Well, we'll get a 3/3 here. And we do have 6 power on board. He can take the turn off to pop the Crozenverge. No, he wants that. We'll pop our own Scavenging Ooze there. Now we're taking the damage, and the answer I have right now on board, Pernicious Deed, kills both these things. So, if he wants to counter this, then I'm going to have a Batterskull, which should be nice. Yep. Do you have more counter magic? Evidently not. But he plays a lot of answers to artifacts in his decks. And the Pernicious Deed actually does kill our Germ token. You gonna bribery me for what, a Thragtusk? Suppose so. I don't have a lot of the cooler stuff in my deck. And if I draw a land, well, yeah, the highest drop I have. I guess, he could get my 5/5 flyer. Although I tend to think that like Sower of Temptation comes out of this matchup. I don't think the card is good against this deck. It's not bad here. Didn't have removal, but it is a very removal heavy deck. Probably Tasigur, but I can remove that right away. Okay, he gets that thing. Well, that is a very unfortunate draw. The turn after that happened. Gonna cast this thing out for no value. And to leave up our Spell Pierce, we'll equip up the Batterskull next turn. It may or may not get removed. We shall see. Well, can't counter that. And we'll make a 6/5. Yep. A lot of mana. Okay. We have a Deathmist Raptor. Better than a Den Protector. Could go for the bribery. Nice. It's actually very good for us because we can spell pierce that. Because this pierce has been dead, and that was one of the few things that allows us to kind of get back into the game. Gotcha. That was not a bad draw either. Suppose I could be worried about Force of Will, but I mean, I'm not going to be. He could have an answer to artifacts here, and then the game is back to us probably losing. Have I got an acidic slime? No. Like a primeval titan? That's not good for us. Acidic slime, and or ingot chewer, whatever the 4/4 one is that is the same. Conclave Naturalist is an option. Indric Stomp Howler is another. We're losing our artifact. Yeah, Conclave Naturalist, not a surprise here. They can even do 5 damage to us. Down to 1 card in hand, though. Oh, we need a strong draw. Strong draw. These draws have not paired up well whatsoever. And I think we're probably going to lose here. Yep, that's probably the game. Can we even stay alive? We can block and take 4 right now. Yep. Well, if he has one more creature, then we need a... there's no answers if he has one more creature. He has one more creature. Well, the draws, and he's got another man land, so the draw is not lined up, and we have a mana leak, and we lose. Yeah, pretty solid draw, and you know it happens. Not a big deal. And we'll see if he wants another one. I feel like a deck he will tend to have trouble with is this one. His mana bases are intrinsically greedy. And, good game, man. Alright, yeah, we'll keep. Got the play? Cool. Play this card out. Protected from a lot more than the Gideon is. Plus, I wouldn't mind being able to draw, like... Well, the best draw is probably land here, actually, so I can go, like, 1-drop plus leave Swords of Plowshares up. Play out the Boros Reckoner the next turn. Well, I mean, maybe the best is, like, another 1-drop. And then I drop both my 1-drop critters, and I can attack in. Okay. Tap land, cool. Not bad. What's the worst for us here? Well, that's not great for us. Probably should have fetched there. I don't want more lands. It does tie up his Caracas of note, which he'll need to do. The Lotus Cobra was a setup so that the next turn he could utilize the Caracas off of fetch land, still make mana the turn he used the Caracas. Want to deny him that capability, though. Really want to make him make hard choices about how he uses mana. Untapped, good, 2 damage, shock for free. That's kind of how this deck ekes out advantage. 2-drop, Maelstrom Pulse. We gain a life, he kills that thing, cool. Well, down to 10. Again, we're kind of forcing him to have an answer for one of our creatures or a Kythian with the Caracas. We have an answer to any 4-mana creature he plays. If it's a Planeswalker that costs 4 mana, then I'm fine with that as well, because I can probably just kill it. Cool. I want him to play multicolored cards because I think he has a lot in this deck. I think this is a tokens-based deck, or I'm sorry, counters-based deck, specifically +1/+1 counters. Well, this feels pretty good. I've got lethal in the air next turn and a wide board, so probably flip the Kythian back end step. A lot depends on what he does. He'll try to kill the Seer Avenger. I don't know what he'll try to kill here. Frankly, does not matter, because he's dead. Yep. Yep, good game. Actually been more and more impressed with Stonecloaker. He just buys a lot of time. Think I like more flyers. I like him more than. Probably the A quarter. Crackdown is interesting. I think I like this card actually. And it may be Blasphemy. I think I'm actually going to take out an Armageddon though. I don't think it's as essential in this. I think he's going to tend to be on board parity or higher up than I am by the time we get to 4. Especially on the play. So I think I want a card like Parallax Wave over it in the same slot because it just allows you to reacquire parity or gain advantage from behind. Whereas like Ravage is like a I win now card. I'd almost call it like an I win more card, but like not quite because like what the deck is doing is intrinsically fair, and that just says, hey, we're going back to ground 0, and I already have like 6 to 8 power of creatures in play. You have nothing in play, and because you failed to do anything to this point, I'll just win the game. Whereas if they untap and they're on 5 mana, then, you know, they're casting Wraths and Planeswalkers and powerful creatures and stuff like that. So, I think I like the Parallax Wave a little better in this matchup. What else can we look at? Crackdown is something else we can look at. I think Crackdown is interesting. The more and more I play this deck, like the more I really like. I never found a way to use it or a time and place to use it, but the more I think I want Tragic Arrogance because I think that card would just be like stellar in like the mid-range matchup like this. But I don't know. It's interesting. Well, no, this is not a keep. No 1-mana spell on a tap land. We'll mull this. Well, this is pretty horrendous, but like this is how greedy I am. Bottom it. Come on, Plains. Okay. Nope, no Plains. We may just lose this one because we're greedy. Yeah, we'll see. Lotus Cobra, Sylvan Caryatid, Fauna Shaman. Top 3 guesses. Or Sylvan, whatever that 2/3 that grows is. Oh, Flare? No, Winding Constrictor. Cool. Well, the cool thing is Hallowed Spirit Keeper can let us get back in this game. We can just attrit our board. And actually, Silverblade is not bad either. Wow, that's pretty rough. Pretty rough. Okay. This is one way of ramping. Well, we need to start chipping him in the air. Well, we'll lose one of these cards, probably the Hallowed Spirit Keeper, although the Silverblade Paladin is a beating in and of itself. Interesting. Probably Wasteland my Rishport. No. So we're taking 3 at a minimum next turn. Okay, it's big. Mono huge. Actually, probably just tap the Dryad Arbor here. I think the 1 life may actually end up being, or may end up being irrelevant for us here. And of note, like if we still drew our Parallax Wave, we could actually win this. Down to 2. Oh, that's trample. Never mind. Yeah, we're just dead. Couldn't stay alive there. We would have been exactly at 0 if we'd blocked the right card, which would have been Reclamation Sage, but we're still dead. I think Crackdown's probably good. Let's run this. That Reclamation Sage was amazing. Pretty much the MVP of the game. I think if we had to land tax, we're probably looking at a better top deck, probably better draws, etc. This is a hand worth keeping. Removal, some disruption. Yeah, this is good. Of note, we do not want any more lands. So we're going to get a land turn 1 with our fetch, play out our Stud of War, which is a pretty solid card. If it's allowed to stay alive, if you have like a Fatal Push, no. Fatal Push is obviously always a concern now. Now there's a lot more options open, but I bet he should probably play a creature out. Or it could be an Abrupt Decay. Yeah, okay. Well, I think what we do here is play this out, see what we're going to get. This seems phenomenal. Although whipquarter could be right too. Oh, spike feeder. Cool. Hmm. Hmm. I'm going to play this out for no value. Kind of weird. Could be wrong too, but I do want to get after the wind. It's not for no value. It's for getting after the Windburst Heights over time. That's actually okay with me. Do you have another creature card? No. You could attack there. Probably should attack, actually. Play this thing out. Alright, down to 8. I wonder if he runs the combo. Yeah, if he just has, like, the Archangel of Thune, then, well, actually, he can gain infinite life, or very close to it, but we don't lose. Do we have this guy? Okay. He'll come back as a 0/0. You can gain a bunch of life here if you'd like. Yep. See, net's 2 here. Yep. And we'll look to, we'll leave up the Ejano Castle. I don't think he has damage-based removal, so we can protect the 8.5 tails. We'll also crack the Mega Game. Yep, yeah, and that seemed like it was probably it. That's, it's the power of this deck. We'll see if he wants to do one more. It punishes greed to a large extent. Yeah, let's see if he wants to do one more. Play a Lurin. He may be done for the night, I don't know. It's a little later in his time. Yeah, he may not feel like playing another game. I'll go to quick pause, guys, see if he wants to or not.